Hi everybody, Craig here. Welcome to episode 3 of my 1.5 versus 6 Age of Wonders 3 playthrough series. In this series, I am playing against a team of 6 Emperor AI, however, I do have an AI teammate that is on Lord difficulty. In this series, I'm playing as the Goblin Rogue, Gnulsa Nightstar. In our last episode, we acquired a number of cities as vassals. You can see here on the map, we have the city of Edinburgh, Lilac, Hamlet, and the dwelling of Kimsa Sil, which is actually a Naga dwelling. I'll just zoom in on that real quick. So you can see here we've, again, acquired quite a number of dwellings, which are going to be extremely useful for us moving forward. So just to pan over here, you can see we've got a very nicely situated human vassal city here. Again, the town of Edinburgh. But you can just see the number of structures that are in the domain of this city. I'd really like to get control of it eventually and have, promote it from being a vassal into a full-fledged city in my empire. And then, of course, we have our throne city right here of Mboku, which is growing nicely. And then we also have the halfling vassal of Lilac, as well as the other halfling vassal down here, the tiny little outpost of Hamlet. So we've really made some good progress. And again, since we are Keeper of the Peace and we are playing a good character, we're really doing well in regards to relationships with our independent cities around us. So we want to keep that rolling this episode, see if we can continue to expand our kind of sphere of influence, mostly through peace in this case, and see if we can bring some of these cities into the fold. Now, before I dive into the episode, I did just want to give a couple of quick shout-outs to a few individuals who left some excellent comments on the previous episode. The first of those set of comments is from Mint. Mint pointed out that something I should consider, and I had kind of mentioned this before, but this is an excellent reminder from Mint, is to always think about scanning for entry points to the underground or the Shadow Realm. And one of the best ways to do that actually is to zoom out of the map here and look for these up-down arrows that you can see right here. So if you notice right here, this is the cave entrance that I've actually used to send, I believe. Yeah, if we jump to the underground here, I think I used that to send a scout unit. Yes, here it is, a Grimbeak Crow. And I actually sent that unit underground using that tunnel. But let's go back up to the surface here and we'll just zoom out and we'll kind of just peek around and see if there's any other good examples of cave entrances. The other thing, of course, as I said, shadow gates, which are portals to the Shadow Realm, those will show up the same way. So good opportunity here to just kind of scout around and look. And again, when you zoom out like this, it really does make it easier because all you have to do is look for the up-down arrow. Well, I'm not seeing anything jumping out at me yet. And of course, even like this, you can still miss them. So if anybody in the comments sees one, just make sure you shout it out for me. Point it out in the comments, and then I'll take note of it in the next episode. But as of right now, I'm not seeing any up-down arrows. I'm not seeing any potential additional cave entrances or shadow gates. But in any case, good reminder to always be doing that periodically as a way to basically scout for additional, again, paths to the underground or to the Shadow Realm. Mint also pointed out that I should make use in battle. I should make use of turning units. So again, this is something where if you're not going to put a unit, let's say in defense mode, for example, where in defense mode a unit can't really be flanked anyway, so it doesn't really matter most of the time. But in other situations, it may actually be advantageous to turn a unit before you end your turn, or to turn the unit before using an ability or something like that. So just a good reminder there from Mint in that regard. The next set of comments here is from Lance Fair. Lance pointed out that in regards to the Eagle Rider, I had asked for a little bit of feedback on this, and Lance chipped in and threw in kind of his opinion. And Lance suggested that what I should do is actually send this Eagle Rider over to join in with my hero stack over here, which is currently led by Beneath's Troll Skin. And you can see that this stack is really, it's not particularly strong. We do have a Warg Rider, which is a decent, tier 2 cavalry unit, but we really don't have much in the way of strength in this stack. The only ranged unit here is Beneath's as the hero, so it would be nice to have a little bit of, well, really, frankly, a stronger unit in this stack. And of course, that would help me clear out a lot of these structures here. Like, for example, we've got this item rack. We've also got this trading post with a strong tier 3 unit that needs to be killed off. And of course, we're going to have to clear out this necromantic circle. So I really like what Lance is suggesting in terms of sending over the Eagle Rider. And that was really my question. Should I leave the Eagle Rider here and incorporate it in with Gnulsa's stack, which is already quite powerful, and we do already have a tier 3 cavalry in here, or take advantage of the mobility of this unit and send it across the ocean over to join in with the hero? So thank you to Lance for that suggestion. I think that's actually what I'm going to do. Lance also just kind of pointed out a good reminder here, and this is sort of a general reminder. Sometimes it's best to actually wait to absorb a vassal city. So when you're going to promote a vassal city into a full-fledged city in your empire, sometimes it's best to actually wait until such time that you have maybe the area secured or you have units available to help defend the city. So in the instance here of Edinburgh, it would make sense for me to actually want to get rid of this necromantic circle first and foremost, but also to make sure that I at least have a unit or two available in order to guard the city while I'm basically going to be bringing it in, because once I promote it to a full-fledged city and not just a vassal, these defending units will disappear. So just a really good reminder there. I think in my last playthrough series, I actually did that quite a bit with I remember there was a goblin city. I think it was called Valok. And I basically had it as a vassal for almost the entire game until very close to the end. And that was exactly for the reason that Lance suggested. I just couldn't devote units to really go and guard it, so I just left it as a vassal. And then finally here, a comment from Lance that also is just a good reminder. Since I'm playing as a Goblin Rogue, I'm going to be more or less heavily dependent on blight damage. So just a reminder to watch out for the undead, because of course they do have a lot of blight resistance. In many cases, they're outright immune to blight damage. So just something I need to consider, that when I'm fighting undead, they're going to be pretty much immune to my blight damage, unless I use something like weakened from a blight doctor or something like that. So great reminders there from Lance, and also again great reminders from Mint. So thank you to both gentlemen there for the excellent comments, because again they are extremely appreciated and they make a big difference for me. All right, so let's jump in here to the episode and actually get started. So, as Lance suggested, I'm going to take the Eagle Rider, and I think what I'll do is I'm going to fly the Eagle Rider over here, but what I'm probably going to do is try and make use of the haste berries here, if at all possible. So I'm just looking at what the pathway there would be. I think it would be faster to use the haste berries, so that's what we will do. And I do want to make sure that my Eagle Rider doesn't get attacked by roaming units while it's by itself, because it would be a real shame to lose a powerful tier 3 unit like that to basically kind of a stupid decision on my part. So something I need to watch out for. Now, as for Gnulsa's stack, I think what we'll do is, since we're kind of in the area, we might as well go in and clear out this item rack, try and get a good item out of there, and then maybe we'll even move over here and try and fight this Spirit Elemental, which might be a bit of a challenge for us. Although, thankfully, this Spirit Elemental has massive blight weakness here. You can see 100%. So we actually probably shouldn't really have all that much trouble now that I think about it. Yeah, and then maybe once we've done that, we can turn around, head back and clear out this watchtower, maybe grab this mana node, and then go down and clear out the ancient ruin. So there's a lot of things, and this crystal tree. So there's quite a bit we can still do with Gnulsa on our kind of main island or set of islands here, because as you can see, this is kind of all one continuous landmass. So there's a bit of an inlet here from the ocean, but yeah, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to take Gnulsa up this way. And yeah, well, you know, the other nice thing too, we have an extra turn here, so our big beetle can recover a little bit more health in the meantime. Now, let's jump over here and see, with Beniefs, we might actually be able to do this battle without the Eagle Rider. I think we're probably strong enough to handle it. That said, might be best to just wait for the Eagle Rider so that we don't bite off more than we can chew and, you know, make kind of a poor decision and end up losing some units. So I think we will probably wait, but we'll have to kind of see. In the meantime here, we're also working on a spell This is treasure rating, which basically is going to improve the rewards that we get from exploring treasure sites. So we're going to basically just get more gold from that. And as well, when we find gold pickups on the world map here, that's going to give us a little bit more income, which will help us out, because right now gold is probably our kind of bottleneck. That's our limiting resource at the moment. All right, let's decide here maybe if we want to pick what we want to research next, although maybe before that, let's jump to the underground and finish scouting, because we did have some movement left. All right, so we've got a number of options here as to where to go. So there's this beast den here that we did find. I think I'm probably going to follow the path, to be perfectly honest. Let's kind of go this way. Suppose we could also follow the river here. You can see we've got ourselves another monster den there, so kind of something we're going to need to watch out for. I think we will follow the river because this road kind of dead ends up here into the cavern walls. So yeah, we'll head over there and we'll just keep exploring and kind of looking for resources. Meanwhile, up here we do have our other scout, and of course we found a pirate's nest, which eventually we will have to clear out if we want to make inroads over here in terms of, basically expanding any cities over here, or if we want to take control of this Naga dwelling eventually. There's also a haunted boneyard right here that's going to need to be cleared out. That said, we may just leave this as a vassal. I'll have to kind of decide. Now, one thing to note is that this dwelling does have a Shrine of the Skull Lord in here, which unfortunately doesn't provide any kind of buildable upgrade structure, but it does provide some extra knowledge income, which isn't so bad. Now, we would have a tomb, which would unlock a Crypt of Unlife, but that's more just if the city becomes attacked, rather than anything special in terms of increasing the abilities of the units produced in the dwelling. Now, ordinarily, you wouldn't be able to produce these particular structures, these upgrade structures, in a dwelling, but I believe I have a mod installed. I think it's, I can't remember the name of it. I think it's like Mystic Dwelling Upgrades or something like that. I think that one basically allows me to do that. So just a tip there. If anyone's playing vanilla without mods, you won't be able to build those structures if I'm not mistaken. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong in the comments on that one, because again, I sometimes forget. All right, so we'll finish a bit of scouting here. Ooh, it looks like we've got maybe an elven city? Yeah, it looks like it's elven, okay. So we've met the outpost of Issel. And they would like to open borders and have a peace treaty. I will happily accept that. More good points, that's great. And you know what? Let me know when you want to talk more, and maybe we can make them our vassal. In the meantime here, let's just kind of keep exploring with our Grimbeak crows. Now, I should probably keep them in the water or in the mountains or something so that they're not going to be as likely to come under attack by roaming units. So, unfortunately, I've left it right here, so maybe not my greatest decision ever. All right, let's think about what we want to research next. So, again, I think we did this, treasure rating was what we had just finished researching. So now we have to decide what's going to come after that. Poison Mastery. All infantry, cavalry, and irregular units gain +2 light strength. That's a pretty solid spell, actually. That makes a big difference. So that would affect infantry, cavalry, and irregular. So this is great because the Goblin Big Beetle would be affected, as would the Eagle Rider, since they are both cavalry. Oh, I'm kind of tempted to go for that, and then maybe after that I'll do Produce Scoundrel. I said I was going to do Produce Scoundrel, but this Poison Mastery is really, really... I think that'll make a big difference early on, just to have that extra damage, so... I think that's what we're going to do. Okay. So that's going to do it for our turn, so we'll end it there. Let me just kind of jump back over to our area here. When I suppose maybe we should keep an eye on Larissa, who is our teammate. And again, our objective in this playthrough series, the reason I'm calling it, and I've said this before, a 1.5 versus 6, is because having this AI teammate is going to be almost more of a hindrance in many ways than it is going to be a help. And that's because the AI teammate is on Lord difficulty as opposed to my opponents who are all on Emperor. And as we've already witnessed, the AI teammate is going to start stealing cities from me. So I was planning to send a unit over to attack this city, and of course my AI teammate decided to make it a vassal, so kind of swiped it from right under me. And I suspect this isn't the first time that that's going to happen. I'm going to probably see that more as the playthrough goes on. And of course my objective is to keep my AI teammate alive, so I'm going to have to probably commit some of my units to defending my AI teammate in the future because, again, that's kind of one of those self-imposed restrictions. I want to make sure my teammate survives to the end of the game. So I think that's going to add kind of a unique little twist to this series. All right, let's see. We've got... Our turn is flipped over. So in Umboku, we finished Storehouse, which is great. That's going to help the city grow faster. And there you can see it's already expanded a little bit. Thankfully, we've now got this mana node to supplement our mana income, which is fantastic. And in terms of what to produce next, we've got some options. We don't want to spend too much gold right now because we want to keep some in case we have any cities that want to become our vassals, as we do still have a few that we've contacted. So maybe something like a laboratory would be a decent choice at this point, since that would improve our knowledge income, and we could spend some mana on it now that we've got a little bit more mana income. We'll think about this after, though. Let's see if maybe we can gather some additional resources via some of our exploring here. All right, so we want to send... Ooh, and look at that. We've got some lost souls there, so we definitely need to be careful sending this unit over over the water. That's going to be a little bit dangerous. So I think what we'll do while we're waiting for the Eagle Rider to kind of back us up is we're going to take out these wandering units, because I really don't want these lost souls going and attacking the Eagle Rider. And in addition, this is a good opportunity to just get a little bit of extra experience. So we're going to take care of that, and that way hopefully we won't have to worry about our Eagle Rider coming under attack before it's able to join our little army here. Okay, so again, since these are undead, if we take a look, yeah, full blight protection, so basically outright blight immunity. We're not going to be able to leverage any of our blight damage against the undead, so Lance did make a very good point that we have to watch out for the undead here. Alright, so you know what? I'm going to just let them attack me. Ooh, but you know what? Can we... Yeah, I'm just going to let them come right at me. Very nice. Okay, and a level up there, which was great. Now let's see what kind of damage do we do. Oh yeah, we should be able to get the kill here, no problem at all. Fantastic. And our Warg Rider can get the kill here as well. Perfect. So we really didn't take a ton of damage, and we were able to clear out those pesky units. And of course our human halberdier got a rank up as well, level up, so nothing to complain about there, that's for sure. Now, I think what we'll do is we'll send our stack in to sit right next to this, and then next turn the Eagle Rider can join in, and then we can fight this battle, and then hopefully fight the orcs right after that as well. So, assuming, of course, we don't take too much damage in the first battle. Now, as for Gnulsa over here, we've got, as I said last turn here, we've got work to do, so we can step up and go for these items. Okay, and they're actually going to try and flee from us. Now, I'm tempted to just let them run, but I do also kind of want the experience, because I do want to get Gnulsa up to level 5, such that then she is able to gain Charm. I mean, again, the good points would be kind of nice, but I think we're actually going to fight this battle. Let's see what we're up against here. So we've got an Adventurer, a Farmer, a Pony Rider. You know, I'm going to kind of hem and haw over this one, because these farmers, they're going to throw their chicken, which is going to do quite a bit of damage to some of my units. You know what? I mean, I'm not worried about losing anybody, but I just don't want to take a ton of unnecessary damage if I don't really need to. You know what? Okay, I've talked myself into letting them run, so we're going to let them run. Okay, and we've got ourselves a a buckler that unfortunately gives spirit weakness, which I'm not a huge fan of, and a red raptor egg, which would provide some fire protection once it hatches. So I will take this. We're going to take the raptor egg, and I think I'm just going to sell the buckler. Main reason is I just don't like that spirit weakness. So we will keep the raptor egg, and actually that will be maybe kind of decent for Beneaths here, as we already do have a mount with Gnulsa, so I suppose we could send this over to Beneaths right now. There we go. Okay. Now we can step up and we can engage this battle with for the Heart of the Glades here. Now, let's see. I think we'll just use Gnulsa. There we go. Okay. So, as I said before, the Spirit Elemental thankfully has quite a lot of, I think 100% if I remember right, Blight weakness. So, our Blight damage should be overwhelming for the Spirit Elemental. So, I think we're going to be in good shape this battle. Let's just try not to, make any silly mistakes here. So, don't want the boar attacking my Blight Doctor. So, I think what we'll do is we'll just kind of do this. Spirit Elemental won't be able to get to us, although it'll probably hit us with a Spirit Ray attack. As for Gnulsa, I think we will kind of step back like this. We can put our Skewer kind of up front. And of course, we want to make sure our Dread Monkey isn't in any danger, because again, this Dread Monkey is going to become extremely valuable for me when I get Charm, because the Throw Filth is going to impart Disgusting Stench, which will lower the resistance of a unit and make them more susceptible to Charm. So for that reason, I want to make sure that I'm keeping the Dread Monkey alive. Also, I could just put them next to a unit, thanks to their Disgusting Stench that they just kind of have, since presumably they're covered in filth. Okay. And yeah, I think that's good for our turn, so now we'll just let them kind of attack us here. Yeah, no worries. Ooh, bit of damage there. We can tank that, though. Okay, so now we want to do some Blight damage. Our Skewer actually took a lot more damage than I was expecting. Thankfully, again, that Blight weakness is very, very strong. And our Big Beetle actually took a lot of damage, too. Yikes, this actually isn't going as well as I was hoping. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to step up with our Half-Breed and kill the boar. Okay, great. That's going to allow us to charge in and attack the Spirit Elemental. So, with a combination of attacks here, we're going to try and take out the Spirit Elemental, I think. So first things first, let's see if we can step up and do this. I want to keep the Dread Monkey kind of back just so that the boar doesn't kill it. Because obviously, like, look at that. They could do a lot of damage to us. So I would prefer to not have my Dread Monkey killed off by the boar. But I do want to be able to do that. Followed by maybe this. I'm worried that if I send my Big Beetle in there, it's just going to be killed. I suppose I could move in and kill the Buttercup Fairy. That's maybe not the worst idea. Okay, let's do this. Oh, fantastic. Critical. Okay, that's amazing. That just made this potentially better for me here. I think with Gnulsa, it would be great to get into closer range to do more damage. So let's do that. We'll step up with Gnulsa here. Ooh, we might not get the kill, but we'll be close. Well, actually, we probably won't be close. We'd have to get really high rolls to be... Because we're going to need to do 16, which would mean... Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, unfortunately. Oh, and we got it! That's excellent. Okay. That probably made things better for us here. I think now what we'll do is we can send in our Big Beetle to kill the fairy. Or almost kill the fairy, I guess. Not quite. And then... Let's see. Who do I want to protect from the boar here? Maybe the Dread Monkey, or I suppose it could go in and flank the Big Beetle. So you know what? Let's protect the Big Beetle's flank here. Okay, yeah, and thankfully the Dread Monkeys were fine there. I just wanted to make sure they they didn't die, because that would have been very disappointing for me. And Gnulsa did level up, so now that Gnulsa is level 5, we will be able to get Charm here once the battle is over. So, get the kill on the boar. And we took some damage, but thankfully we didn't lose anybody. And we now actually have this Heart of the Glades in our domain, although because this is a vassal city, I don't think we get the full benefit of it. Once we bring this city into the fold, presuming that we eventually will, then we'll actually get the benefit of the extra casting points, as well as the, let's see, removes all temperate terrain penalties when located within your domain. So we'll get that full benefit once we bring this city into the fold. Now, I don't think we want to go for that tomb, because again, undead, that's going to be tough. So I think what we'll do instead is we are going to head down towards this. You know what? We've actually got a structure over here as well. So yeah, we're just going to head down this way. And we're going to do Gnulsa's level up. And this is excellent. Okay, so now we have Charm. Perfect. So we can start using that to try to recruit some extra units. I think that's going to be fantastic for us there. And yeah, that's going to do it for that level up. Okay, so now I don't think there's really a ton else we're going to do besides our scouting. So let's just pan over. Here's our scout. So now, which way do we want to go? Do we want to head into the... You know what? I think we'll go this way. Mainly because I want to... Oh, and look at that. We got some mana crystals over there. Well, let's grab those. Oh, fantastic. And that looks like probably a dwarven. I believe that's a dwarven city of some kind there. So we can try and make friends with them. And then let's jump underground and we'll continue scouting with our Grimbeak Crow down there. So again, we'll just kind of follow the river. Seems to be a decent choice for us at the moment. Okay, and there's some treasure over there, so we'll just keep moving. And actually, we'll be able to cast this spell next turn. So, oh, and look at that. There's probably I think a goblin city, perhaps. We can head up there. I'm just judging from the little houses you see there. So I think what I'll do is I'll grab the treasure and then head up to the goblins, or maybe I'll go contact the goblins and then grab the treasure. But either way, that's what we're going to do with our scout. If I am going to grab the treasure, though, I'll try to cast this spell first so that I get additional income. And meanwhile, with Umboku, I have to decide what do I want to build. So, just to kind of refresh our memories here, we do have a Master's Guild already, which is great. That's going to, again, increase our production. So I think what we'll do is we'll probably just do a laboratory now. That way we're not spending a ton of gold, and that'll also improve our knowledge income. So let's maybe do that. There we go. That'll leave us with a decent amount of gold still if we want to bring some vassals in the next couple turns. All right, so we are going to end our turn there. All right, and it looks like Larissa has won a battle. Let's go see where that is. Actually, we can probably just pan over and look. Could have been right here. Not entirely sure where, but that's probably the most likely spot, is right there. Yeah, that's almost certainly where it was. I won't be able to click on the little notification until it is my turn again. So Larissa has a priest that's quite leveled up, but the rest is kind of just tier 1 units here. Larissa's already able to produce apprentice units, which is pretty decent. But as I said, I have a strong feeling that Larissa's going to be no match for the Emperor difficulty AI. Because they just have advantages in terms of resource generation that Larissa won't be able to keep up with. as a Lord AI. I heard some wing beats there. Okay, looks like we have a hero who's offering to join us. We've had an alliance proposal here, so... Okay, lots of things going on. Let's take a look at which hero is offering to join us. Iggy the Thug, a level 2 rogue, would like to join my force for 150 gold. Let's take a look at Iggy's talents. A rogue wouldn't be terrible. I mean, I do already have one, which is kind of... So it might be a touch redundant, but... Okay, so nothing particularly striking about Iggy. At least in the... It does start off with sprint, I guess. But other than that, nothing too particularly exciting or strange about Iggy's traits here. I'm not entirely sure about this one, so I'm going to just postpone making that decision for a minute. So that would be 150 gold. We've got 353 gold for the turn. Now, it looks like Belpheme would like to become our vassal, so that's going to cost 173. I will accept that. There we go. We've got a new vassal. And let's cast this spell while we're at it. There we go. Excellent. All right, so now we have Poison Mastery researched, and I would like to start casting that because that is going to make a big difference for us, I think, in terms of our damage output. And let's just double check. Yeah, so that is where the battle happened. Looks like Larissa might have cleared out a necromantic circle or something like that. So that's great. Let's see. So we have an outpost. The outpost of Hamlet has a quest for us. And this is actually great because I'm heading down this way anyway. Okay, they'd like us to quell the rebellion. Okay, so there's some rebels that need to be killed, and we'll actually get a tier 2 cavalry out of the deal. You know what? I'll happily accept that quest. That's great. Perfect. All right, and then... So yeah, we could still recruit the hero if we really want, or we could try and get a different kind of hero if we wanted. So I think what we'll do with this stack, we will grab the haste berries. And then the question is, do we want to head over here? Ooh, and there is some gold over there. That might be kind of the thing to do, actually. Yeah, we can clear out these draconians and then grab that gold before we depart. So let's do that. We'll fight the draconians. We have to be careful because our big beetle is in rough shape, actually. And unfortunately, we don't really have any way of healing right now, which is actually going to make this more difficult for us. You know what? This battle is actually going to be kind of tough for us. And of course, I don't have any spellcasting capability. So we're going to have to be very careful here. If we ended up having to sacrifice somebody, I suppose maybe the... I mean, I hate to sacrifice the skewers since they're leveled up, but that might be what we have to do. Otherwise, I'm afraid we're going to lose somebody. I really don't want that to happen. Dread Monkey especially, we don't want to lose, along with our hero, of course. Or our leader, I should say, not our hero. The half-breed's going to probably have to do some fighting. And our big beetle, we're going to have to probably leave kind of in reserve, because we've got a lot of pikeman units. We've got the Temple Guard here, and then we've also got the Charger, both of which are pikemen, so we don't really want to mess with them if we can avoid it. So Gnulsa's going to retreat back. And then I think what we'll do is we'll bring our Dread Monkey over like this. Kind of leave our half-breed sort of kind of like that. And I think we'll bring our skewer kind of like this as well. What I'm sort of hoping happens here is that the Charger actually takes the bait and attacks one of my units, and then I can follow up and do some damage. But we'll see. Yeah, there it is. Oof. That was a lot of damage, more than I was expecting. Okay, so we can get the kill with our skewer, that's for sure. So let's see if maybe we can do that. So we'll get the flank kill. Now, unfortunately, we're in a position where our units are really not in good shape in terms of damage. So, geez. I don't want the Blight Doctor to really be in any major danger. So let's see. If we step up, what kind of damage can we do? Actually, pretty decent. Between this and our rogue, we can probably get the kill, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, I think that won't be an issue. So let's... Well, and our dread monkey could also chip in. So let's do that. Excellent, okay. And then we'll have to also maybe try and charm. Maybe the Elder. We might want to try and charm the Elder. The only thing there is that the Elder does have higher resistance, which is going to make that more difficult. Of course, remember, these units are in defense mode right now, so that is a caveat, whereas the Crusher, obviously, much lower resistance. So, let's see here. Okay. I think we're going to try and kill the Temple Guard just to keep our cavalry safe, and then we can bring our cavalry in and be less conservative in that regard. So, we'll step up with Gnulsa. Oh, still not in range, so let's do this. About just a regular physical. So that's going to do 6 to 8, whereas this is going to do a minimum of 6 and a maximum of 9. So I think I'll do that instead. Very good. Okay, and then our monkey can probably get the finish. The question is, where do I want the monkey to stand? Maybe back here. Yeah, that should be just fine. Perfect. And now the question, do I want to actually go and engage the Crusher? The only problem is then, of course, the Elder could step up and do some big fire damage, which I would prefer to avoid. So I think maybe what I'll do is I'll just park my Big Beetle here, move my Half-Breed kind of back as well, like this. One of these two units may get killed here, which would be kind of a shame. Yeah. Yeah, and that's kind of what I was expecting, so that's a bit of an oof because, of course, the Skewer was accumulating experience, but yeah, that's my fault for probably engaging this battle a little bit, maybe too aggressively or too early. Probably should have waited a bit. Let's see if we can weaken the Elder and then perhaps get the charm off. Ooh, and that's still only going to give us a 45% chance. This is where Red Monkey is going to potentially help us out. So this is actually quite risky because if this doesn't work, the Dread Monkey is possibly going to be killed. Okay, let's see. 50%, so it's basically a coin flip. I'm hoping that this works. Oh no, that's really, really unfortunate. Yeah, so now we're in a really not good situation regarding the Dread Monkey. Okay, so the Half-Breed's going to flank the Crusher. Ugh, now the question is, do I want to move in and attack the Elder like this, or do I want to deal with the Crusher? Either way, I mean, if I don't deal with the Crusher, the Half-Breed's almost certainly going to die. So there's that. Now what's going to happen is they're just going to go toe-to-toe, and the Crusher will kill the Half-Breed. Whereas, oh, you know what? The Monkey can handle it. I was worried that it was going to do more damage in melee. What I'm concerned, though, is that the Elder might take a step back and then blast with fire damage. Oh, this is a tough call. I mean, if I attack the Elder, we're fine. If I don't attack the Crusher, though, the Half-Breed will almost certainly be killed. So I'm going to do it. I mean, I'm going to regret this because I'm probably going to lose the Dread Monkey. And it's... Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Thankfully, the attack fumbled. Had it not fumbled, the monkey might have died. I'm not 100% sure that it would have died, but there's a pretty good odds that it would have been killed. So I'm really glad that that worked out in my favor. I got kind of lucky there. That wasn't skill. That was definitely luck. Okay. We'll get the kill with the hero, and we're in good shape. Okay. So now we could also look and see if there's really anybody we wanted to try to recruit. Oh, and here's a Nomad unit. So again, we haven't actually encountered any Nomad units yet, but this is the race that is added by the Wasteland expansion that I have installed for this playthrough series. So the nomads are kind of like humans who have, I guess, maybe a bit more sort of like a desert climate. So let's take a look at them here. Nomads are the harsh side of humanity and act as the opposing side of the lesser armored forces. They are condemned to live in the wasteland, where they receive their weakness against frost and the resistance against fire, both caused by the sun. Their general strength comes from the hard environment that surrounds them. Nomads are excluded and isolated from the rest of the humans. They share no other similarities apart from being humans themselves. So they like barrens, they dislike subterranean and temperate, and they hate Arctic and blighted. Their race bonuses, they get barrens running, +1 melee strength, +1 range strength, -1 defense. So they're kind of like glass cannons a little bit, which is how Gladden had sort of described them in one of his comments on my previous episode. And then they have, as you can see here, fire protection and frost weakness. And their cities are -15% gold. So they are kind of an interesting kind of twist on humans, I guess, because they're technically human. But it'll be interesting to see more of their units as we kind of, progress and raid more structures. Maybe one of my opponents is even a nomad, which would be kind of cool. Although, again, these were my opponents and my teammate were random, so who knows what they are. They have Gorilla here. Once per turn, this unit may retreat from combat without losing all its move points or experience. Okay. So, yeah, we'll have to keep an eye out for more of them. In any case, though, I could purchase like a High Elf Longbowman or a Draconian Elder if I really wanted, but I just don't think that's a good financial decision with my gold at the moment, so we're going to hold off on that. However, speaking of financial decisions, we'll grab this gold while we're at it. And then we'll group up. Now, I realize I'm actually putting my Big Beetle at risk because I've left it by itself, so hopefully that decision doesn't bite me in the butt, because presumably there could be some roaming units out here in the water that are going to attack my Big Beetle, so that actually wasn't maybe the best decision I've ever made. But what we'll do is we'll start heading down towards our quest down here. Okay, so let's take a look at this hero. Do we really want another rogue hero? I mean, I'm not opposed to having another rogue hero, but boy, would it be nice to have like a Theocrat or even a Druid. I would take a Necromancer hero as well. You know, we already have a rogue hero. I think I'm going to say I require another type of hero. Kind of pains me because, in a way, it is nice to just recruit the hero now, but I think I'm going to say I require another type. Alright, so let's look at research here. So we've got now one called Corpse Looting. Gain a small amount of gold for each unit killed in combat. You know, that's not so bad. That would actually help me out regarding my income situation here. Maybe we'll do Produce Scoundrel, get that out of the way, and then maybe we'll do Corpse Looting after that. So this is just a one-turn thing, so let's do that. Of course, the sooner we get the Corpse Looting upgrade, the more we'll benefit from it, so I don't want to dilly-dally too long on it. Okay, so a Dwarven Outpost, they're kind of, they're not offering us a peace treaty right off the bat, so I guess we're going to just leave them alone for now. We can head back this way and restore our movement points. And we'll head into the water just to provide a little bit of protection from roaming units. Ooh, and some gold, so we can go and try and grab that. And of course, we've now cast our spell, so in the underground, I think we'll grab the gold first. Like that, and then we will head up. Take a look. Oh, and it's the village of Beb Jun. So, again, they're not going to offer us a peace treaty right away either, so let me know when you're ready to talk. Now, as for this stack, we have our Eagle Rider over here. We're going to add the Eagle Rider in, and then we're going to try out this battle. So we're going to have to watch out. There's two pikeman units. We've got the Butcher and the Skewer. So, of course, with our cavalry units, we'll have to be very careful because, obviously, those pikemen will absolutely decimate my cavalry if I let them. All right. So, how do I want to approach this? Well, I think what I'll do is probably kind of let them basically come to me. And I'm probably going to use my human halberdier as kind of my upfront unit for this fight. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to retreat back most of my units here. I'll kind of leave my marauder and my halberd unit up front to kind of take some of the damage. So I think that's going to kind of do it for me. There we go. When I realized I forgot to turn on my combat log for this episode. That was a suggestion for this series, was to utilize the combat log a little bit more so you guys can kind of see a play-by-play of what's going on. So I'll turn that on right now. Right. Okay, so our halberdier took quite a bit of damage, so obviously we want to try and save him because we don't want to lose a unit if we don't have to. We do have a sphere of protection. You know what I should have done is thrown this on the halberd unit. That would have been probably a wise choice, but well, we can't go back and change it now. So I think what we'll do is... Well, we'll turn the butcher like this, and then we can use our crows to... if we do that, our crows are probably going to die. Okay, well, we definitely want to move in and kill these untouchables, that's for sure. So let's do that. Perfect. Okay. At least that takes care of that problem. Now, as for the crows, I mean, the crows are... I'm happy to sacrifice the crows if need be, simply because I can summon more of them if I need to. I think the marauder can probably handle this. We'll take some damage, but... Oh, and I forgot lifesteal. Jeez, that was not very fun. Okay, and then our half-breed over here, we can fly in and wing beat at least. There we go. And then I think what I'll do is I will park the Grimbeak Crow there just to kind of try and protect my marauder a little bit. Okay, and I kind of expected the crows to die, but again, I can always summon more if need be, so not really the end of the world. And then skewer here. We can blast for some damage. We can... Oh, we can't quite get over there for a wing beat, but we can do this. Do a nice flank attack with our cavalry and get the kill there. So, yeah, kind of unfortunate. Again, that was maybe due to my decision-making there. We lost the crow, but... Ooh, we got ourselves a short sword and a jewel item that provides high morale for the hero. So, what the heck, I'll take those. A little bit extra melee damage isn't so bad. And again, hopefully that's going to translate into more criticals so that our, attacks are a little bit more effective. So the raptor egg will get there in 2 turns, and then in 6 turns it'll hatch. So not too bad. I think we're going to need to heal a little bit before we... So maybe we want to run over and grab these melons before we decide to attack this trading post here. So let's do that. We can head over, eat the melons, and then come back. And again, the melons restore 20% health to visiting units. So that will kind of fix our health problem there a little bit. And that's going to do it for our turn. So we will end it right there. Larissa won another battle. Looks like Larissa has a hero trying to join a necromancer. We're doing pretty well in terms of gold, which I'm quite happy about. So we've managed to have a fairly decent gold income. And we're going to need it because, again, a lot of these cities are going to start wanting to join us here. And, again, other cities that potentially are going to want to maybe become our vassals eventually. These cities, as they're kind of right on the frontier, the edge kind of exploration, they're going to be at risk of attack from my opponents when I do encounter them. So those will probably stay as vassals for the foreseeable future until I have units over there able to kind of deal with those cities and protect them. Alright, so when the turn flips back over here, I'm going to regroup the big beetle into the stack, and we're going to head down. Oh, and of course, we're coming under attack from the Lost Souls. Now, I might be able to finesse this one a little bit, such that I don't end up losing my crows here. So what we'll do is we'll actually fly towards them. And therefore, they may not use up as much of their movement. Okay, so now we have to just basically stay just far enough away from them not to get attacked. Thankfully, these crows have exceptional movement, so I think we're probably going to be okay. Suppose we can turn this off for this battle, so you can kind of see what's going on a little bit better. Fly down here. Yeah, these crows make excellent scouts. And I think we're in good shape here. Let's just double check. Oh yeah, there we go. No real worries there. So that's excellent as it keeps our scout alive. We can continue to use it here. It would be nice to establish ourselves underground and have at least one city to kind of use as a hub in the underground. Okay, lots of things have happened here. So we've had an alliance proposal from Issel. And we've had some join offers as well. Ooh, and a hero would like to join us. Nero Damien, a level 2 necromancer, wants to join my forces. Let me see the talents here. Good Slayer deals an additional +3 damage against units dedicated to good. Oh, and it looks like he is undead. But of course, he does have heal undead, so that's positive. Oh, he's an Arc Lich. So, and he has Lich Aura. This unit has been strengthened by the unnatural energies of an Arc Lich. Interesting, okay. So basically, he is like a Necromancer hero if I was playing Necromancer and I had the Arc Lich upgrade. Now, the caveat here is that living units that start the strategic turn in the same stack as an Arc Lich turn into ghouls. So that's one thing I'm going to have to be very careful of if I do hire this hero, is that he's basically going to be recruiting undead units. And you know what, though? That's not necessarily such a bad thing, as it would give me a little bit more versatility. You know what? What the heck? I'm going to take him. This might be a bit of a, you know, I might end up regretting this, because once my units are undead, they pretty much have to stay with him. But, you know what? I think that'll be kind of fun. So, you know what? Let's recruit him. All right. So, we now have our new hero. Let's see if he has any items that he starts with. No, just the Black Wand. Does have a level up here, though. I guess we'll grab Protection from Light. That's going to be helpful for him, since he does have... When he starts with Dark Gift, that's kind of interesting. Since he's going to have undead units with him, he's going to kind of need... He's going to need the Protection from Light there upgrade. That's going to help with fire and spirit damage. Alright, so now we're going to head over here. We can clear this structure out. Maybe try for a conversion here. We can try and grab either the Predator or the Cheetah, using our Charm ability, of course. Now, again, we're in kind of rough shape, so we really need some healing. That's kind of causing us some problems right now, actually. And that Pounce ability is going to cause us some problems here. So we're going to have to watch out for it. Okay. So let's see. Can we maybe just kill off one of these Predators so we don't really have to deal with it? That would be kind of ideal, to be perfectly honest. Of course, we have to watch out for the extreme mobility of the Tigrans here. You know what? Okay, yeah, let's do this. Very nice. Okay. We're going to bring the monkey over like this. And again, my objective is to kill off... Oh, perfect. Okay, that actually made things a lot easier. So now what we can do is we can attack the Predator with some big damage. So we're going to do 6 to 8 or 6 to 10. So we'll do this. Perfect. And then hopefully we can get the kill outright here. That would be ideal. Excellent. Okay. Now we're in really, really good shape. We can just deal with the Cheetah. So what we're going to do is we're going to try for... And there's a Pounce. So what we're going to do is we're going to... First of all, we're going to throw a Weaken on here. We're going to move the Dread Monkey up so that we get the Disgusted. We're going to try for a Charm. Really low odds, but hey, it's worth a try. Oh, and we got lucky. Okay. I will take that happily. So we got ourselves a Cheetah. And there we go. All right. Okay, so Edinburgh would like to join us. Himsa Sil would like to join us. I think Himsa Sil, because it's off by itself over here, we're not going to be accepting that anytime soon. And again, we've got not one, but 2 spawning structures that are nearby. So we've got this Pirate's Den and the Haunted Boneyard, both of which posing a significant threat to this dwelling. So I think we're going to hold off on that one. However, Edinburgh, I'm far more tempted to accept. The only... and because we do have a unit right here basically able to guard the city. My only worry is this undead spawning structure, but I think we can deal with that. So, you know what? I am going to accept this. Ooh, but you know what? Let's see. Maybe we want to do the... Yeah, you know what? Let's take the vassal first. We can accept that even a turn later. Because, again, more vassals means more income and building the relationship there. So, let's do that. Even though it's just an outpost, it's nice to have. So, there's another vassal for us. And I don't think now we have enough gold to bring them into the fold. Yeah, so unfortunately not. But it's nice now because we do have our unit here, so we can clear out a few more of these structures, clear out that necromantic circle, and then we can probably bring the city into the fold and absorb it. So let's grab the extra health. Very nice. So there, we're basically back to almost full health. And then we can probably try out this battle next turn here. It's going to be tough, though, because, again, they've got that Orc Shock Trooper, and we've got kind of a miscellaneous stack, so we're actually going to be in pretty tough in that battle. All right. What else? So now we've already dealt with Gnulsa. We've got our scouts still, so let's do that. Oh, here we go. And you know what? We could grab the gold here, and that's going to give us enough to bring the city into our empire if we really wanted. And I am kind of tempted to do so. Yeah. So, again, that would use up most of our gold, though. We do maybe want to build something. So, maybe I hold off one more turn. You know, it would give me an opportunity to clear this out. Move over here, clear this out. I'm going to have to hem and haw over that one a little bit. Let's go back underground and see what else we can do. Obviously, we want to avoid these lost souls because they're just going to keep harassing my scout unit. So let's kind of head over this way. Okay, very nice. So we can keep moving up this direction. There's some extra gold for us to grab. Another necromantic circle. That's probably where those lost souls came from. And now we have to pick our production as well as pick our research. So, yeah, I think I'd rather spend the gold right now on production. So, actually, you know what would be ideal? Since this unit is undead and all the units in his stack are going to become undead, you can see here that he's going to have Shadow Walker, which basically means that he's immune to shadow sickness. So the undead units are immune to shadow sickness. So if I end up having to go into the Shadow Realm, Nero's stack is going to be perfectly suited for that purpose. Okay, so what do we want next? An observatory would be great, as that would expand our domain here and bring this hasteberry bush into the fold, add a little bit of extra production. Wouldn't be so bad. Obviously, the public baths for the happiness wouldn't be terrible. The temple for the extra mana income, although we're doing actually quite well. That would also give us the option to produce a Blight Doctor. But I think we'll do the observatory here. And then, now, as for Nero here, I have to kind of decide what to do with him. Because, obviously, he's sort of... doesn't really have much to do at the moment. So maybe I'll even send him down to join in some of the fighting down here going on with Gnulsa, just to kind of maybe even have him start to gain some experience. I'm going to leave this tiger here just to have at least one unit guarding my throne. But that might be decent for him. I suppose the other option is send him across the ocean here and have him join in with Beniefs. But I think we're going to go down here with our new hero. Again, I have to be careful because he's by himself. He could be attacked, but I think he'll be okay. Let's look at research here. So now we could do a bard, and of course bards are great because they have charm. But I think we're going to do corpse looting because that's going to kind of have a compounding effect if we get it earlier in the game. So let's take care of this one right now. Start working on that. All right, and this scout can still move. Oh, and look at that. We've got another cave entrance here, so might as well check it out. Okay. Okay, and some production resources, so probably a city nearby up this direction if we go that way. Hasteberries there. Very nice. Okay. I think that's going to do it for our turn, so we will end it there. We're going to have this up in one more turn after this upcoming turn, which is fantastic. Let's see what Larissa is up to. Making some interesting choices regarding splitting her units. Look at that. Some undead. Summoning wisps to join in with Larissa herself. So yeah, we just have to remember with Nero that any unit we put in with him will become undead and we'll kind of have to stay with him. So that's just one caveat with Nero, is that we'll have to remember that as we go forward. That said, I'm going to see if I can use him to maybe raise some corpses to kind of accompany him. I think that would be great, as we can kind of create just a couple of extra units to, you know, basically build him an army. And yeah, this stack, it would be nice to have a ranged unit in here besides our hero, just to provide some extra range damage, because I think that's really kind of causing me some problems. It's forcing me to get into melee combat when I don't necessarily want to. And I mean, I'm about to fight some orcs, which is going to be very difficult since I don't have a ton of ranged units there. So, unfortunately, we'll have to kind of do the same strategy in this battle, just to kind of... Ooh, and I'm in this library area, which might I don't think that's going to be problematic for me necessarily, but we'll go a little bit closer. Yeah, so what that usually does, when you go a bit closer, it'll limit their movement so they don't move to their maximum distance on the first turn. And then that allows me to kind of run away, basically. Might be able to play Ring Around the Rosie in here, though, actually. Let me see, can I? Yeah, I kind of can. So this is actually not a bad structure to be in when I get attacked. Yeah, look at this. I can just play Ring Around the Rosie. All right, so our scout lived to scout another day. We can try and grab that gold. Ooh, and we're under attack by some roaming units, so good thing they attacked my main stack and not the cheetah or my hero who's coming in by himself. So let's do this one manually, and I don't think charm works on elemental units. Let me double check that. I'm not actually sure. I guess if we get close enough, we can test that out, but I'm fairly confident that it doesn't work on elemental units. Okay, so no blight protection, but no blight weakness here. We do have some physical weakness on this frost elemental. And of course, the wisp is probably going to use phase and jump in behind us, so we'll have to kind of watch for that. I think what we'll do is our big beetle's in pretty rough shape, so we're going to keep our big beetle kind of in reserve. Again, the healing is becoming, as I said, a bit of an issue for me. I just need to get healing from something. And that's actually where having halflings would be great. I could get a Brew Brother. And then, yeah, we'll kind of just do this. Alright, so again, the wisp is going to phase in behind me. There's almost no doubt about that. So I want my units kind of separated out enough that if the phase happens, we're not in big trouble in that a unit, multiple units are kind of tied down by it. So I think we'll kind of do this. Of course, I did that so that now multiple units are tied down by it. Bit of a mistake there. Ooh, and our hero got stunned. That's actually really unfortunate for us. I think the Blight Doctor, we might want to actually drop a weaken here rather than try and really fight. Meanwhile, over here, we're going to need to deal with this wisp because obviously poses quite a threat to us, so kill the wisp. Our hero is stunned, but that thankfully will end quickly. Hopefully our Blight Doctor's not going to be killed. Oof. Yeah, our Dread Monkey took a bit of punishment there. You know what we'll do is we will sprint around behind here like this. Do a flank shot. And I don't think I can charm. Yeah, I didn't think so, but worth checking. And then, yeah, we'll just get the kill with our hero. Very nice. Okay, so we won that battle without too much trouble, although, again, we are kind of hurting in regards to our health here, as you can see. This cheetah is going to be useful because it has full health. Alright, I think we're just about done for the episode, but let's do maybe one or two things before we wrap it up. We've gotten better at governing halflings. That's actually great because we're, I think, shortly going to have some halfling cities in our empire that aren't just vassals. So we could upgrade the Night Watch, or storehouses are cheaper to build in halfling cities. I think I'd rather have the economic upgrade because I don't really anticipate using a lot of Night Watch units. So I think we'll do the economic upgrade. We are now fully good. We were previously slightly good. We've had joint offers from these two again, so... Ooh, and a proposal from Scorerolled. They want open borders and a peace treaty. Yep, happily accept that. And they are going to want to become our vassal in a handful of turns as well, so that's great. We did have an item arrive, so the red raptor egg has arrived at Beneath's. So once that hatches, we will be good to go there. And let's see. Anything else maybe before we end the episode? Again, we could do this quest, but maybe we'll leave that for next time. We did have our hero moving in to assist. It's going to be a little bit before he's able to get there. Now, the fact that we were attacked by some elemental units would actually suggest to me that there's probably a shadow gate somewhere over here. And that's my hunch as to where those came from. So we're going to have to deal with them because both of these halfling cities are going to be threatened by that. So that's something where, again, we could maybe use Nero, since he's going to be immune and his ghouls are going to be immune to the negative impact of the Shadow Realm. That's actually going to potentially be perfect for him. We'll just do our scouts maybe before we call it an episode. Alright, so where do we want to go? Let's head up towards the Hasteberries, I think. And again, I was thinking maybe I head that way for the production resources, but there's some over here as well, so let's grab those Hasteberries. And then, you know what? Let's hop in the water. Generally a little bit safer in the water. When there's a city we can go encounter. Okay. Back down here, of course, we want to... You know what? Let's grab the Hasteberries. Grab the gold. And then just keep moving north. There we go. Alright, I think that's going to do it here. We'll save the battles for next time. So let's just zoom out real quick. So as you can see, we have our vassals. And we've now got a new vassal of Belfim up here to the north. And we've also got Issel off to the far east of the map as well. And Skorold we've made peace with, so hopefully that will become a vassal as well very shortly. We're going to save this one. I'm going to call it episode 3. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one.